Hello, Alan here once again with DustyHikers.com. Today I want to talk about the Danner Mountain 600 hiking boot. This is by far the best hiking boot that I've ever owned, and so that's what I want to talk to you about today. If you're interested in hiking, you can go check out our blog at DustyHikers.com. Alright, so the Danner Mountain 600. I've never done a boot review before, but I'm just going to tell you what I like about this boot and what it has done for me over the last 2 years hiking in Peru, Colorado, and also in Texas. So this is the Danner Mountain 600. The style is 62241. It's suede leather, it's got these red shoelaces, and then it's got this red sole. It's the most popular Mountain 600, I think, probably. It's the one that they really pushed when they released this boot, like I think 4 or 5 years ago now. And I just think that they look awesome. Alright, so a little bit about this boot, just starting from the top and working our way down. These are suede leather. They have some stitching here on the side. I don't know if you can see that. So it's not one full piece of leather. It's been pieced together. But it's also got this wonderful Danner on the side, which I love. So the leather, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but the suede leather for me worked absolutely great. So these have been hiking all over Peru, Colorado, these boots right here, and also hiking all over Big Bend National Park, and then just going on walks every day, walking my dog or doing training walks on the weekends. And this is how much wear and tear, right? They look, I don't think they look brand new, but they're certainly, the suede leather certainly stood up. The insides are, I don't know if you can see this, probably not, but it's this super comfortable synthetic material, similar to what you might find like on the inside of like basketball shoes or running shoes. I mean, I've never done it, but you could probably wear these without socks if you had to. That's how comfortable this is. And then on the inside there's this Ortholite insole, which isn't, there's not much to it, but for me it worked absolutely fine. You know, and I'm 50, I have particular feet issues, and these boots are absolutely amazing. Alright, so the real highlight of this boot is the midsole. It's an EVA, which is ethylene vinyl acetate and like synthetic rubber mix from Vibram. It's called, they call it SPE, Super Performance Elastomer or something like that. But the great thing about this midsole is that it's super, super flexible and squishy. I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but I can just applying a little bit of pressure with my thumb, you can dig into the side of that right there. And all of that is just providing this amazing footbed for your foot. They're also super flexible. I mean, right out of the box, again, these things are like basketball shoes. I could go play basketball in these if I had to. So that midsole, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. When I purchased these boots, I'm going to tell you in a little bit why this was not my first choice. I wasn't going to buy these. I actually was going to buy a different boot from Danner, but I got these because the boots that I wanted, which were the Mountain Light 2 from Danner, which is those really classic looking alpine boots that Danner might be famous for those. They're like $450. They were on back order, and it was taking Danner so long they kept pushing the date back when they were going to send me the boots that I wasn't going to have enough time to break them in for my big trip to Peru in 2018. Which, by the way, if you're interested in going hiking in Peru, I'll link a video here right now about my review of one of the bigger but less popular treks in Peru. So anyway, I told Danner, you know, don't send me the Mountain Light 2s because I don't have enough time, and I purchased these instead for like half the price. I think these are like $180 right now. You can get them from REI or Danner and some other outlets. But I wore these on a 2.5-hour training hike the first day I got them here in South Texas, and it was like 100 degrees at midday on black asphalt on this walking path here near my home. And my feet didn't sweat, and I didn't get any blisters. So just straight out of the box, you could go hiking, and you could buy these, put them on at the beginning of your trailhead, and then walk for days and probably not have any issues. And that, I think, is really due to this midsole. All right, the bottom of the shoe is also a real standout for me. These are Fuga outsoles by Vibram, and I mean, I think they just completely hit it out of the park. Again, these things are amazing. I don't know if you can see this, but on the bottom there are these triangle lugs, these individual lugs that are positioned around the bottom of the sole here. These things they flex and they move, and so when you're stepping on uneven surfaces or rocks, these things will like change and grip the surface to keep you on the path. And I've never had any boots that were this grippy. I mean, you're like Spider-Man when you're, you know, bouldering and moving around on stuff like wet rocks and things like that. It's absolutely amazing. The other thing that's amazing about these outsoles is this construction right here. I don't know if you can see that, but there's actually a split right there, and so you have two individually moving parts here to the heel, which act a little bit like maybe some animals' feet, like deer in the wild, that, you know, their foot will like flex to grip onto things. And I mean, you can, you know, normally when you're descending, you might kind of be more to the front of your foot, but with these you can feel a lot more comfortable using your heel to kind of like work your way down the side of a steep terrain or something like that. So the overall construction of these boots is absolutely amazing, and I highly recommend them for anybody that wants a great hiking boot. Alright, so what is it about this boot that I don't like? I think my number one complaint about this boot is that it's so incredibly noisy. I'm not quite sure what it is, but when I flex my foot in certain ways, I think it's the shoelaces rubbing on these metal, kind of retro looking D-rings. I don't know if I can produce the sound. But so, I mean, if you were hunting with these, if you were doing any kind of hunting where you needed to stalk animals, I don't know if I would get this, just because they're so noisy. Now, if you're hiking, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't even hear it anymore, for example, but it is noisy. When I first got these, I was like, man, this is like, you know, you're walking with people in this beautiful, situation in Peru or something, and you hear this squish, squish, squish. It can be a little bit annoying. So that's my number one complaint about these boots. But for me, it's not really a showstopper. It's not a reason not to buy these shoes to go hiking. All right, so one other thing that people talk about on the internet about these boots is that they're going to be way too hot if you go hiking in the desert and something like that. Wrong. I'm going to call BS on that. So, I mean, we just went to Big Bend National Park in December and hiked all over the place. I mean, the highs were 75, maybe 80 it got up to, but you know, we're in the desert, it's sunny, and I had zero problems with my feet sweating or overheating. And again, as I said before, anytime I go walking here in South Texas, it's, you know, I mean, in the middle of winter it can get up to 85. Right now, I think today the high is about 90, and I walked with my wife for an hour. I mean, zero problems, no sweating. My feet don't overheat in these. So that's I think a misconception that some people have on the internet. So definitely these things do not overheat. All right, so that is my review of the Danner Mountain 600 hiking boots. I absolutely love these boots. I think that they're amazing. If you want more information about these boots, again, you can go to my blog. Just go to Google and type in recommended gear, Dusty Hikers, and you can get more information about these boots from my experience hiking in them. Okay, if you found this video useful, please do hit the like button. That will tell YouTube to send this video out to more people, and that will help my channel grow. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.